Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coffee Date with Anne podcast, where we talked about passion, pain, and purpose. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Coffee Date with Anne. Thank you so much for coming back. I wanted to greet you a Happy New Year as well. And kumusta naman ang pagsalubong sa bagong taon, guys? I hope na kompleto pa rin yung mga body parts nyo. Walang naputukan. Kompleto pa ang mga daliri sa kamay at sa paa. And I wanted to also remind you guys that we are still in pandemic. So we've seen an increasing numbers of COVID cases again because of course I know you are aware of what happened. Someone violated the health protocol. So please guys, we're still again in the pandemic, hindi pa natatapos. May virus pa rin. So you really need to still follow the health protocol and guidelines if you are coming from outside, you're traveling, you really need to undergo quarantine para hindi na makahawa ng iba. Please, wag lang tayo puro saya. I know lahat tayo gustong-gusto ng lumabas, mag-party, but we can do that kapag alam na nating we can already handle the virus and we're already at a better place, everyone or almost everyone, if we've already reached the herd immunity, then mas maglulusen na yung restrictions. So please be careful guys, please be safe, and wag matigas ang ulo. I am actually very excited to talk to you and to share this second episode to you guys. Surprisingly, this is not the first topic that I was supposed to talk about. However, God really works mysteriously and everything's actually a surprise. So, I'm going to talk about how God saved me today. I actually wanted to share something deep for this episode and something too personal for this topic. And I feel like I'm going to share a part of me with you guys, but I really don't mind because I actually love this tweet from Jonah San Diego, and I can relate because I feel like I was born again today. So she said that sometimes a new beginning is not a new year or a new place, but a new heart and a forgiven heart. And I really wanted to share with you guys what God also told me this day. I consider that I was born again today and I came home finally. So, in case this reaches you and you know someone who's feeling depressed, down, lonely, alone, who's already on the edge, on the brink of just, giving up everything. They just wanted to end everything. You could be also an instrument. If you can share this to someone, that would be really great. I think this is also my purpose. God used my pain so that I'll be able to spread His word and help. those people who are also fighting the same silent battle as I am. And you're not alone, guys. I am here, and God is with you. And this may sound really cliche, but yes, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes God's preparation comes packaged as pain. Always remember that there is a purpose for your pain. And the stronger the pain might be an indication of the bigger the purpose. There are things in situation that you really cannot control, and you just need to focus on those things that you can control, and that will be your reaction. Turn your pain into purpose. Don't just go through it, but grow through it. Okay, so let me start this off by saying that 2021 for me was really tough and hard. It's actually the year that I've been in my lowest and darkest. I lost my mom. I had my heart broken. I had financial problem because I am the breadwinner of the family, and because of this pandemic, I almost lost my job. But I managed to bounce back. I focused on myself again. I distracted myself, and I think that's the reason why I did not heal properly. I thought that my wound is already healed, but it's like I just did put a band-aid as a solution, but the wound is widely open and it's still bleeding. So another heartbreak came my way. I thought I am already okay, but I think that it did trigger my trauma or anxiety. Healing is not a straight line picture. Okay. It's actually zigzag. One day you feel like you got it all figured out, and the next day you feel like broken and empty again. You're dealing with the pain again, just like the first time. And that's just normal pala. I remember Alec Cuenca mentioned this with his episode about healing sa Small Talk, Small Conversation podcast. He said that there's actually an anniversary reaction when something or someone activates a traumatic memory. So before 2021 ends, I'm put into this dark place again. I think I've been through a lot. I managed to come back stronger, but just when I thought I already regained my peace, myself, my strength, my confidence, I was put to test again. The feeling when you're still trying to put all the pieces of your broken puzzle back, then they suddenly kicked it, they crash it even more. And I just don't know how to stand up for myself again. It's like you're going back to zero. The moment you realize that you are depressed, that's actually very scary. It's a scary place, guys. It's a very dark place, and I pray that you won't get to experience that. January 1, sakto sa lubong ng bagong taon, my brother and I usually visit my mom in cemetery. And while we are riding our bike home, there's this voice in my head that's saying, why don't you just end it? Right there and right then, trust me guys, gusto ko na lang tumawid sa kalsada habang may mga sasakyan na dumadaan. But good thing I had company. My brother just keeps on talking to me, and I am very grateful for him. I managed to go home safe and sound. Comes the next day, January 2, mas malakas yung boses sa utak ko. I don't know. I can hear and see bad things, worst case scenarios, and the voice is getting louder, saying na parang, you are not enough. You are ugly. You're a liar. You don't deserve to be happy again. Everything that happened was your fault. And I think I'm having an anxiety attack. I don't know. A lot has been going on in my mind that day, and I just don't know how to control those thoughts. So I told my brother, totoo to guys ha. I told him, parang wala nang sense. I feel empty and lost, and I just wanted to die. I just wanted to end it. So he's still young. He's 19 years old. And I thought that maybe he's thinking that I'm just bluffing, I'm just ranting. But he actually said this matured words to me na dito naman ako, kausapin mo lang ako. And that hit me. I realized, bakit ba ako bumabalik sa mga bagay na hindi ko naman kontrolado, sa mga bagay na tapos na. Ba't ba ako umiiyak sa mga bagay na wala na instead of focusing sa mga bagay na nandito at nandyan pa. And ayoko naman silang iwan na lang kasi we already lost our mom. So, kahit pa paano, medyo nalabanan ko pa yung mga bad thoughts. Next morning, January 3, ever since na-receive ko yung heartbreaking news before matapos yung 2021, every morning I am having my daily devotion and meditation with the Lord. I will wake up ng 5 a.m. kasi hindi rin naman ako nakakatulog. Yes, I feel tired, exhausted, but I can't sleep. Parang sobrang active pa rin ng utak ko. Ang dami kong naiisip. So 5 a.m. every day yan in the morning, I'll go to my room kasi I'm sleeping sa sala namin kasi nandun yung kapatid ko. And the reason I decided to sleep there katabi niya because I don't want to feel alone. Every time na matutulog ako and nandito lang ako sa kwarto ko, ang daming bad thoughts na naman. I feel so lost. I feel so alone. Hindi ko alam. Parang sobrang kalaban ko yung utak ko. So, that's the reason na natutulog ako sa sala. So, every morning, 5 a.m., I'll go to my room. I'll have my daily devotion and meditation. That day, I will lock my room, have my notebook, nagjo-journal ako, I'll read my Bible, and I'm watching this sermon ni Pastor Stephen Furtick sa Elevation Church. And that day, I know I'm already on the edge. It's like, konti na lang. I will be 100% decided. to just end my life, look for possible things that I can, do to just end everything. That's what I'm feeling. So I prayed before having my devotion and meditation. I said, Lord, open my heart to receive your word and to know the truth. And the title of that preach that day that saved me was A Troubled Mind and an Open Door. Grabe. That video, that preach, that scripture saved me. And the reason why I wanted to share it with you guys because I am blessed enough to receive that word from the Lord. And I wanted to also help someone out there who's already thinking to end everything, that there's still hope, that there's still God if you will just allow Him to enter your heart and your life. So the word that day, the scripture is from 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10 to 11. And it says, anyone you forgive, I also forgive. And what I have forgiven, if there was anything to forgive, I have forgiven in the sight of Christ for your sake, in order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. This scripture, guys, saved me. This is actually what's happening to me. I realized that the enemy's playground, Satan's playground, is our mind. In the scripture, it said outwit. It's not a battle of strength, guys. Because if it's a battle of strength, Satan won't win. And it should say overpower. The enemy is not stronger because we have the Spirit of God. It's actually a battle of who is smarter. Satan's playground is our mind. And when I realized that, wow, grabe. Doon ako naniwala na may enemy and he's real. I had a troubled mind. My body is at this place, but my mind is in another. And let me just share with you, I'll quote everything that I remembered and note during that preach from Pastor Stephen. So it says that the enemy wants to mess with your mind so much. It's like your body is in the present, but your mind is traveling in the past or in the future, that you slip away from the present. The enemy wants to mess with your mind so much that you can't even go through the doors God opens for you, that you can't even enjoy the moments that God gives you. He wants to mess with your mind and scramble your perspective to the point where you can't even focus long enough to sit down and pray about something. Not only does God use open doors, so does the enemy, so does Satan. And in that door, he can use D, the disappointments in your life. O, the outcomes you can't control. O, for offenses you can't get over. And R, for regrets of the opportunities you can't get back. That's the enemy's strategy. That's why he says you can't let the devil outwit you. He is using stuff that hasn't even happened yet to run you off from opportunities that are right in front of you. And do you know why there is a devil at the door? The reason the devil is at the door to begin with is because what God has on the other side of it is so important. There will always be a devil at the door of anything important God brings you into, of anything significant God brings you into, because what is into the other side really matters. That's why don't let the devil outwit you, because he's bringing movies from the past. He's bringing classic movies back that happened 20 years ago, and it keeps you from seeing what's standing 2 feet in front of you. If you are asking yourself, why am I this depressed? Why am I going through this darkness? Why am I having these thoughts? Because the devil is playing with your mind. What you might not know is that the size of the devil at your door indicates the size of the assignment on your life. Don't die here. There is a door. The door guard opens. Nobody can shut. Don't let the devil use the door of what you don't know to fill your mind with hypothetical scenarios that cause your heart to close. There will always be a devil at the door. There will always be an insecurity as you move deeper into your purpose and your awareness of your true condition in Christ. But the devil can't close the door that God opens. All he can do is to try to get your mind so screwed up. He will use a story to keep you from going through your door. And sometimes you will hear these voices in your head saying, they won't really like you, they won't really accept you, nobody really cares about you, no one's going to love you, you don't have what it takes, you're going to fail, and everybody's going to laugh. The devil can't close the door, but he can tell you a story. And I know it's hard every time you don't see any result, every time you're put into this state of uncertainty. It's hard to trust that everything is going to be all right. But Second Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5 says, we see that what Paul was so troubled about, God had already worked out. Your troubles, hardships, struggles, that's not what stops you. Those are not the things that stops you. It's never the conflicts on the outside that stops you, but it's the fears within your mind. Your mind wonders, is everything going to be all right? And I just want you to fight those bad things, bad thoughts that's going on in your mind. You're standing before an open door. You don't always see it, you don't always feel it, you can't identify it because of your troubled mind. But you need to take a moment and be still in the presence of God. The Lord is our door. Forgive others, forgive yourself, and slam that door in the face of Satan and say, "You've caused enough, you've taken enough, you've robbed enough, you've destroyed enough, and no more." You need to close that door and don't go back there again. Don't entertain those thoughts anymore. You need to start moving forward because there's an open door set before you in heaven, and you're not going to wave goodbye to that open door. And that's it, guys. After hearing that preach from Pastor Stephen Furtick, I already received my new life. This is my new beginning. I have a forgiven heart. And that day, I came home to my father. Finally, I came home. So if you're also going through that same situation, you have troubled mind, know that you just really need to filter everything that's going on in your mind and accept the word of the Lord, which is the truth, and you will find your peace and you will be forgiven, just like what He gave me. I'll be forever thankful and grateful on that day because of that video that saved me. And I also wanted to do the same to those people who's already losing their faith. Because it's hard, guys. I cried so much after that video because I really don't know what to do. And I don't want you to feel the same way as I felt on those dark days and hard days. And I'm with you guys. You're not alone. Let's fight this battle with the Lord. Surrender everything to Him, just like what I did. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And again, if you know someone who's also struggling, who's already having these negative thoughts in their minds, even yung simpleng pagkamusta nyo lang sa kanila, that will help them. And if you can share this podcast to them so that they will be comforted with the word of the Lord, then you will be the miracle. You will be the blessing that they need. I'll see you again in my next podcast, guys. And thank you so much for having another date with me.